KOB Eyewitness News 4 at noon.
We are on the storm watch this afternoon. Earlier this morning, parts of the state blasted by some intense wind and snowfall. You can see this video we shot here. And as this storm passes, we are in store to get hit by another one on its way. Meteorologist Char Spalding checking out all the conditions for us as we're getting through the work week now.
Well, the storm's starting to taper off, but we did see a lot of snow from the storm. In fact, we want to show you this picture we got.
Wow.
This is from Chama. They saw over 13 inches of snow, and it looks like we could see some more in the next 24 hours. Satellite and radar showing the snow is starting to wind down. Still some flurries out there, but if you take a look off towards the west, we have a second system that's just 187 miles away from New Mexico. So what this is going to do is move in tonight all the way into Wednesday evening. We're expecting snow across the northwest, western, and central sections of the state. We'll be back to time out this storm right here, plus give you some of the impressive snow totals we've seen in the past 24 hours. That's coming up in your full pinpoint forecast.
Char, thank you. It is the first day of the civil trial for the wife of UNM basketball coach Craig Neal. Janet Neal being sued by former El Dorado High School assistant principal Susan Stanievic. Neal is accused of assaulting her back in 2013 after a boys' high school basketball game. Today in court, she testified that Neal grabbed her during the incident, and after it happened, she was afraid of Neal. The trial is expected to wrap up later this week. We'll be following it. An Albuquerque man accused of killing his girlfriend is now being held on $1 million bail. Ernest Cerna was arraigned in court earlier this morning. Police say Cerna shot and killed Alicia Quintana at the parking lot of TGI Fridays last month. Quintana was 45 years old, a mother of 2, and a grandmother of 1. Albuquerque police have released the name of a man who died in a stabbing over the weekend. Police say 44-year-old Dewar Skeet died at the hospital after getting in an argument with 31-year-old Natasha Lee Saturday night. Albuquerque police say Lee was upset by the way Skeet was addressing women over the weekend. She's accused of chasing him and stabbing him several times near Central in Wyoming. Lee has been charged with murder. Icy roads could have caused a deadly crash north of Roswell, where an 8-year-old from Texas was killed. Police say a pickup driving north on Highway 285 hit ice yesterday morning. It crossed into the median into oncoming traffic and rolled, throwing the child from the truck. 2 other people were hurt in that accident. This man is accused of hitting a man on the head with a rock and stealing his backpack and cane. Police say Casey Curley and 2 others attacked a man Saturday as he was walking near First Street and McKnight. They say when they found Curley, he had blood on his hands. Frontier Airlines canceled flights between Durango and Denver. According to our partners at Albuquerque Business First, those flights will no longer be offered this summer. United Airlines will be the only airline offering that service. This move comes at kind of an awkward time because some Durango officials proposed an $80 million overhaul of the Denver airport terminal. If APS parents have not provided those up-to-date vaccination records for students, the district says those kids will not be allowed in class today. According to APS, those students will be kept out of class until all of the paperwork is provided. The district took a strong stance on immunizations following the recent measles outbreak that came from the Disneyland outbreak this year. Some parents we spoke with said they really do support APS's policy.
Well, I think it's controversial. I think it's something that the district needs to do.
Parents can provide a waiver from the state or prove a doctor's appointment is scheduled for the child's vaccinations. Right now, New Mexico is not part of that outbreak, but there was 1 case of measles reported back in December. 3 teenage British girls fled to Syria over the weekend, and some believe they went to join ISIS. Their school principal said there is no way that these girls were radicalized at school, but there's a new possibility being raised today that those girls may have left to rescue a friend. Bill Neely reports from London.
The 3 British girls from a school in East London should have been back at school this morning after a short break. Instead, their friends are back, expressing deep shock that the girls are, at the very least, in Turkey and may have already crossed into Syria.
Everyone's missing them, everyone's worried.
Their families, meanwhile, distraught, have been appealing to the girls to come home.
You're our baby, and we just want you home, we want you safe.
But we're still not sure whether those appeals have fallen on deaf ears, because we don't know whether the girls have heard them or indeed where they are. Have they gone to be so-called jihadi brides to hook up with ISIS fighters and marry them? Or have they in fact gone to try to rescue another friend, a 15-year-old who left the Bethnal Green Academy School in December to travel to Syria? No one is absolutely sure, and no one's sure how to bring them back. There have been a lot of criticisms of the British security services, because at least one of the girls was in contact with a Scottish woman called Aqsa Mahmoud, who is known to be in contact and luring girls from Europe to come to Syria to be, as I say, so-called jihadi brides. And the security services apparently were monitoring
electronic cigarettes to minors. This week, a state lawmaker will try again to change that. Legislators are considering a bill that would ban the sale of electronic cigarettes to anybody under 18. It would also ban marketers from giving out free e-cigs to minors. Albuquerque City Council and Mayor banned e-cigarettes to minors after our investigation aired, but that ordinance only applies within city limits. The next new car that you buy could be safer because it'll be smarter. Smart cars have the potential to save tens of thousands of lives and billions of dollars. That's why automakers and technology companies racing to get the next generation vehicles on the road. Brian Moore tells us how.
A whiteout triggered one of the worst chain reaction collisions Michigan has ever seen.
Oh my God, there's more coming at me. I'm trying to get out of the way.
This 193 vehicle disaster might have been prevented by new smart car and smart road technology.
What the vehicle-to-vehicle communications, vehicle-to-roadside communication would enable the car to know there's a problem ahead.
Some cars can already alert drivers when a vehicle's on their blind side or they're drifting out of lane. Some cars can slam on their own brakes to prevent a crash. Several states are experimenting with the high-tech highways of tomorrow, roads that communicate directly with smart cars to steer them clear of everything from traffic backups to dangerous weather and other hazards.
Instead of just putting up a sign that says sharp curve ahead, there may be an information point that's speaking to your vehicle that tells the vehicle there's a sharp curve.
Utah is among the pioneers.
We've been laying fiber optic cable throughout the state. We've LiDAR'd all the state's road system. We've interconnected all of our traffic signals.
Back in Michigan, the cars of tomorrow are moving ahead today. A 125-mile smart corridor driving the technology that one day might make us all safer. Brian Moore, NBC News.
Back here in New Mexico now, some people living in southeast Albuquerque are being told to cut back on water for the next few days. A water line is shutting down until Thursday morning so crews can replace a critical valve. That means people living near Eubank and Southern are being asked to take shorter showers, wait to wash dishes, and not do any outdoor watering.
This is fairly atypical situation where we have to ask folks to conserve while we do work, but we won't be able to get any new water in for a few days.
Yeah, it could be a pain for some of the people living there. The authority says this work may also affect traffic in the area. If you are driving there in Southern near Eubank area, make sure to be careful and use caution. We could be seeing the beginning of a new trend by this summer. The rail yards market finally has come to an agreement with the city of Albuquerque. This is a story we've been following for you for months now. Market organizers say for the most part, they were able to get what they wanted out of the deal with the city. The popular market is coming back on May 3rd and will be in operation most Sundays this summer. Organizers put up a fight when the city tried to cut it back to 3 Sundays a month.
We're really grateful to the city for their receptive ears to the community. I mean, we had lots of people, as you may know, come out to city council and show their support for the market, and the city's been really great.
The rail yards market organizers also got the city to cut back on raising the rent, even though it is still going up by $100 per day. The time's pretty tough for the Lobo basketball team this season. Up next, we're going to hear from one super fan who's offering some hope. Also, we'll take a look at a woman's mission to help struggling millennials get into the job market. What kind of tips she has next. The Lobo men's basketball team is on the verge of doing something for the first time in over 40 years. It's not a good thing, though. Lose 7 straight games. Their 6th straight loss was on Saturday, and a well-known Lobo fan who coordinates bus trips to the Mountain West Conference Championship says fans should not worry. Bobby Aragon organizes the Ticks for Kids bus trip every year, but Aragon says he doesn't expect to sell nearly as many tickets, and that means not as much money raised for underprivileged kids wanting to go. He says fans might not be willing to travel this year.
It seems like the Lobo fans have kind of lost a lot of faith in this year's team. They want to support them. They'll go to the home games, but it doesn't seem like they're going to travel down to Vegas as much as they would in the past years.
Yeah, don't give up hope yet. Aragon says that this year is one for rebuilding the Lobo team. If you or your children have peanut allergies, there could be some relief on the way. A new skin patch called the Peanut Patch exposes patients to small doses of peanut proteins through the skin over a long extended period of time. Half of the participants in the trial were able to tolerate the equivalent of about 4 peanuts over a year of wearing that patch. That's 10 times more than they could withstand at the beginning of that study. Getting a job is getting tough for people between 20 and 30 years old. It's not that there aren't jobs out there. It's just that some employers say many job candidates are lacking simple skills like being able to talk and communicate with their coworkers. Peter Rosen talked to one woman who's making it her business to try to fix that.
In the workplace,
our generation,
Stacia Hollinger says,
takes work a little less seriously.
Is missing something.
The work environment has become very relaxed.
Consultant Ellen Reddick says what's missing,
we're on time,
is how to act.
We're never late.
How to connect.
It's a good, strong handshake, looking people in the eye.
Much has been written about a lack of soft skills, people skills, among millennials, and whether or not there really is a deficit.
And that's really important.
But Reddick says she's found a need teaching workplace etiquette to companies like Cyprus Credit Union.
I think that's becoming more of a challenge to find the right people.
There, they describe a lack of interpersonal skills among job applicants.
It's almost as if in the job interview, if we could text it to them, they would feel much more comfortable, that some of them are just out of their depth when it comes to face-to-face conversations with people.
And they point a finger, of course, at technology.
There was an article in the Wall Street Journal that said the longer children spend on technology, the less they are able to recognize true emotion in someone's face when they see it. We're missing something. We're missing being able to read people, read body language, be empathetic.
We have to teach soft skills.
At the Jordan Applied Technology Center, it's Professional Dress Day. So do you dress like this every day?
No, we don't.
What we're doing right now is what we'll be doing in the future, so we might as well start dressing up like it.
One of several lessons here about life in the workplace.
We want them to understand professionalism. We want to help them to understand what it means to communicate, things like attendance and punctuality.
You have to have good posture because you look in charge.
So Ellen Reddick keeps spreading the word.
She's going to bounce her foot. Don't do that.
About the importance of soft skills.
We turn off devices when we're with people.
But she says we can't pin everything on our cell phones.
Why do you think that's lacking?
We have to blame,
I think, because their parents
ourselves.
Have lost a lot of those soft skills. When you see people out with their small children, the parent is on their telephone, not engaging with the younger children. It's that if we don't give them the skills, no one else is going to.
Yeah, maybe put away those phones for a second, right?
Yeah, it's hard to do, but you have to.
Yeah, be a little more present there, because right now we have a lot to tell you weather-wise. There's a lot happening going on.
One storm exiting the state, another coming in the next 24 hours, so we want you to be prepared. So far, Doppler showing those showers really starting to ease up in the past hours. We're still seeing some flurries out there, but this last storm did drop 22 inches of snow in Red River, Chama over a foot. We saw 7 inches from Raton all the way into Angel Fire, Taos 4 inches, but at the Albuquerque Sunport, only a trace of snow, but we are expecting the chance to see some more snow as we head towards tomorrow. So here's a look at that satellite and radar, and you can see that other storm moving into Texas, and here is the next wave that will move in later on tonight, midnight through tomorrow. In fact, your Pinpoint 4 Futurecast shows later on tonight, 6 p.m., we're still going to see some light rain and snowfall across the northwest corner. It's going to be windy. It's going to be cold for tonight. tonight. And then as we head towards tomorrow morning, waking up to snow on the ground across the northwest portion of the state by 10 a.m. And take a look at how this moves into the Albuquerque metro area around 3 o'clock. It starts off as rain, but take a look at this. The pink indicates that's showing a rain and snow mix here in the Albuquerque area. 7 p.m. scattered snow and rain across the eastern plains, and then by Wednesday the storm system is out of here. But outside, 26 degrees, and you factor in those winds out of the east at 14 miles an hour. That makes it feel 9 degrees to the skin with that wind chill. And right now those numbers only into the teens across the northeast. We're looking at 19 in Santa Fe. Today warming up into the 30s, 40s. Upper 40s in Deming, 50 in Las Cruces, and the extended 70 forecast shows chances to see some scattered showers lasting all the way until next week. Northern New Mexico, those high temperatures today barely making it out of the freezing mark in some spots, 20 for the high in Clayton. And the extended forecast shows we get a little bit of a break from the rain and snow on Wednesday, but another storm moving our way could bring in chances for scattered showers in through the weekend. Espanola, Los Alamos, and Santa Fe, a 60% chance to see some more snow later on tonight. As we head towards tomorrow, a 50% chance and a chance of those scattered showers off and on through the next several days. And we could see our temperatures rise into the 40s by tomorrow and then dive down back into the 30s by next week. 32 for the high temperature in Cedar Crest, 24 for your overnight low. Southeasterly winds at 10 to 20 miles an hour. And in the Albuquerque metro area, we're expecting chilly temperatures for today, barely making it into the 30s and 40s. Gusty winds, scattered showers, a possibility by tomorrow morning here in the Albuquerque area. Actually seeing some flurries out there right now. We can see that on our live cam. 50% chance for more rain and snow as we head towards Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we get a little bit of a break. But let's take a look at that live cam outside. City cam, if you could switch to that, you can see the snow flurries are starting to fall here in the Albuquerque area. Wanted to show you that. We're expecting that on and off throughout the day, but heavier snow as we head towards tomorrow morning. Thanks to the guys in the control room for putting that up last minute
on the fly. They got it.
On the fly. They are very fly.
It's beautiful. We wanted to see it. It's a nice change after what felt like almost springtime, and then we're back to winter now.
Yeah, so several storm systems moving our way. We've been moaning and griping about how we're not seeing enough rain and snow, but at least we're seeing those chances come up.
All right, Char, thank you. Coming right up, if you missed out on last night's Academy Awards, we're going to highlight the big winners and most talked about moments. Also, when it comes to debt, a new study shows where most Americans are. We're going to show you more about their finances next. Last night's 87th Annual Academy Awards was a show that spread the wealth and stirred some emotions. Jennifer Bjorklund has the highlights from Hollywood.
We honor Hollywood's best and brightest.
An opening quip provided the undercurrent.
Birdman.
But a dark comedy made the headlines, winning 4 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director for Alejandro Iñárritu.
And we are here. I don't know how that happened, but it happened.
It also happened for Eddie Redmayne, Best Actor in The Theory of Everything, for his portrayal of physicist Stephen Hawking.
This belongs to all of those people around the world battling ALS.
A struggle with early onset Alzheimer's fueled Julianne Moore's character in Still Alice, and her performance brought a first Oscar as Best Actress.
At the end of the day, it's the work. You know, it's being able to do work that I love that's been so rewarding, and this is just amazing.
After dominating the pre-Oscar awards season, J.K. Simmons scored again. Best Supporting Actor for Whiplash. It's real. And Patricia Arquette also earned an Oscar in need of a post-show name inscription, Best Supporting Actress for Boyhood. The absence of acting nominations for Selma stirred controversy coming into last night, but a stirring performance of his anthem, Glory, brought audience members to tears moments before it won Best Original Song.
This is really important. You know, the Oscars there's nothing like it in the world, and for us to win this award, we're very grateful.
The Grand Budapest Hotel also shared in the Oscar glory. The caper comedy tied Birdman with 4 wins overall. Jennifer Bjorklund, NBC News, Hollywood.
We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Now, KOB Eyewitness News 4 at noon.
And welcome back again on the Storm Watch today. As we took video earlier this morning, you can see the snow and wind moving down near Central and Tramway. We had a lot of wind, snow kind of off and on right now as that storm system is moving out and another one coming in. Meteorologist Shar Spalding checking the latest, and we kind of just saw just a moment ago a little bit of sprinkles coming down, but it's kind of moved out now.
Yeah, flurries here in the Albuquerque area and other parts of the state, but we do have another storm system moving our way. And take a look at this photo that we got from Chama. Over 13 inches of snow fell, and it looks like we could see some more later on this evening. So let's go straight to our satellite and radar. You can see some light snow out there, but we want to widen the view because we do have a second area of low pressure. This one 187 miles away from New Mexico. So the timing on the storm will move in tonight, and we're going to see it through Wednesday in the afternoon. Also, snow possible across the northwest, western, and central sections of the state. I'll be back to tell you more about this storm. Time it all out for you hour by hour. That's coming up in your full forecast.
Shar, thank you. It is the first day of the civil trial for the wife of UNM basketball coach Craig Neal. Janet Neal is being sued by former El Dorado High School assistant principal Susan Staniepvik. Neal is accused of assaulting her back in 2013 after a boys' high school basketball game. Today in court, she testified that Neal grabbed her during the incident, and after it happened, she said she was scared of Neal. The trial is expected to wrap up later this week. An Albuquerque man accused of killing his girlfriend is now being held on $1 million bail. Ernest Cerna was arraigned in court earlier this morning. Police say Cerna shot and killed Alicia Quintana in the parking lot of TGI Fridays last month. Quintana was 45 years old, a mother of 2, and a grandmother of 1. Albuquerque police have released the name of a man who died in a weekend stabbing. Police say 44-year-old Durd Skeet died at the hospital after getting into an argument with 31-year-old Natasha Lee on Saturday night. Albuquerque police say Lee was upset by the way Skeet was addressing women over the weekend. She's accused of chasing him and stabbing him several times near Central in Wyoming. Lee has been charged with murder. Icy roads could have caused a deadly crash north of Roswell, where an 8-year-old from Texas was killed. Police say a pickup driving north on Highway 285 hit ice yesterday morning. It crossed the median into oncoming traffic and rolled, throwing the child from the truck. 2 other people were hurt in that accident. This man is accused of hitting another man on the head with a rock and stealing his backpack and cane. Police say Casey Curley and 2 others attacked a man Saturday as he was walking near First Street and McKnight. They say when they found Curley, he had blood all over his hands. Frontier Airlines has canceled flights between Durango and Denver. According to our partners at Albuquerque Business First, those flights will no longer be offered by this summer, and United Airlines will be the only carrier offering that service. The move comes at kind of an awkward time, really, because some Durango officials proposed an $80 million overhaul of the Denver airport terminal. If APS parents have not provided those up-to-date vaccination records for their students, the district says those kids will not be allowed in class today. According to APS, those students will be kept out of class until all of their paperwork is provided. The district took a pretty strong stance on immunizations following a recent measles outbreak stemming from Disneyland this year. Some parents we spoke with say they support APS's policy.
While I think it's controversial, I think it's something that the district needs to do.
Parents can provide a waiver from the state or prove that a doctor's appointment is scheduled for their child's vaccinations. Right now, New Mexico is not part of the outbreak, but there was a case of measles in December. 3 teenage girls from Britain fled to Syria over the weekend, and some believe they went there to possibly join ISIS. Their school principal says there's no way that these girls were radicalized at school. But there is a new possibility being raised today that perhaps those girls left to rescue a friend. Bill Neely has the story from London.
The 3 British girls from a school in East London should have been back at school this morning after a short break. Instead, their friends are back, expressing deep shock that the girls are at the very least in Turkey and may have already crossed into Syria.
Everyone's missing them, everyone's worried.
Their families, meanwhile, distraught, have been appealing to the girls to come home.
You're our baby, and we just want you home, we want you safe.
But we're still not sure whether those appeals have fallen on deaf ears because we don't know whether the girls have heard them or indeed where they are. Have they gone to be so-called jihadi brides to hook up with ISIS fighters and marry them? Or have they in fact gone to try to rescue another friend, a 15-year-old who left the Bethnal Green Academy School in December to travel to Syria? No one is absolutely sure, and no one's sure how to bring them back. There have been a lot of criticisms of the British security services because at least one of the girls was in contact with a Scottish woman called Aqsa Mahmoud, who is known to be in contact and luring girls from Europe to come to Syria to be, as I say, so-called jihadi brides. And the security services apparently were monitoring Aqsa Mahmoud's Twitter account, but did not connect that account to these girls. The girls were interviewed in December, but apparently no connection or indication was apparent that the girls were going to travel to Syria. So a lot is unknown. British police are in Turkey at the moment, but it's not known whether those girls have yet crossed into Syria. Back to you.
As congressional lawmakers return to work today, they face a very busy week ahead of them. Homeland Security could run out of money by Friday if Congress does not act. Their money has been up in a fight over immigration, but opponents may let that issue slide for now after a federal court's decision to halt the president's executive order.
Yes, I am willing and ready to pass a DHS funding bill and let this play out in court.
The Obama administration plans to appeal that ruling. Meanwhile, the White House says the president is open to negotiating with Congress about his request for military use against ISIS. That would include his 3-year limit on U.S. military action and the use of American troops in his strategy against the terrorist group. The president of Honda Motor Company has announced that he will be stepping down from his job. The automaker was the worst affected by those faulty airbags from Takata Corporation. Those airbags blamed for 5 deaths and many injuries all across the world. The U.S. fined Honda $70 million for not reporting more than 1,700 airbag complaints. It now costs even more money to visit the happiest place on earth. Disney World raised the ticket prices to its U.S. theme parks on Sunday. The one-day pass to the Magic Kingdom is now $105 plus tax for ages 10 and up. That's up from $99 and makes the Magic Kingdom the first Florida family attraction to break the $100 mark. Ticket prices to Disney's other parks in Orlando and California, they've also seen bumps in prices. A one-day pass to Epcot, Animal Kingdom, or Hollywood Studios, now $97, up from $94. We recently told you that the city of Santa Fe is considering banning those miniature bottles of liquor. Today, the city's Public Works Committee wants to hear from you about what you think about this issue. This proposed ordinance would ban the sale of alcoholic beverages of 8 ounces or less. City councilor behind it says the little bottles are causing a major littering problem all over the city. A hearing is at the City Council chambers, scheduled for 5 o'clock this evening. It is no secret that the film industry has a really big economic impact on New Mexico. So that's why filmmakers and industry insiders are in Santa Fe to rally more support from our lawmakers. There's going to be a bunch of different events out there, like a panel discussion on how to get cast in a film or TV show. It is a law that a lot of you probably thought was already in effect, but our 4 Investigates team found out that it is illegal, or excuse me, it is actually legal in our state for stores to sell electronic cigarettes to minors, but they are working to make that illegal. This week, state lawmakers tried again to change it. Legislators are considering a bill that would ban the sale of e-cigarettes to minors, anybody under 18. It also banned those marketers from giving out free e-cigarettes to those minors. Albuquerque City Council and Mayor banned the e-cigs to minors after our investigation piece aired. That ordinance only applies in city limits. Legislators are trying to get it statewide. The next new car that you buy might be safer because it's smarter. Smart cars have the potential to save tens of thousands of lives and really billions of dollars over time. So that's why automakers and technology companies are racing to get the next generation vehicles on the roads as soon as possible. Brian Moore has the story.
A whiteout triggered one of the worst chain reaction collisions Michigan has ever seen.
Oh my God, there's more coming at me. I'm trying to get out of the way.
This 193 vehicle disaster might have been prevented by new smart car and smart road technology.
What the vehicle-to-vehicle communications, vehicle-to-roadside communications would enable the car to know there's a problem ahead.
Some cars can already alert drivers when a vehicle's on their blind side or they're drifting out of lane. Some cars can slam on their own brakes to prevent a crash. Several states are experimenting with the high-tech highways of tomorrow, Roads that communicate directly with smart cars to steer them clear of everything from traffic backups to dangerous weather and other hazards.
So instead of just putting up a sign that says sharp curb ahead, there may be an information point that's speaking to your vehicle that tells the vehicle there's a sharp curb.
Utah is among the pioneers.
Been laying fiber optic cable throughout the state. We've LiDAR'd all the state's road system. We've interconnected all of our traffic signals.
Back in Michigan, the cars of tomorrow are moving ahead today. A 125-mile smart corridor driving the technology that one day might make us all safer. Brian Moore, NBC News.
Some people living in southeast Albuquerque are being told to cut back on water for the next few days. A water line is shutting down until Thursday morning so crews can replace a critical valve. So that means people living near Eubank and Southern are being asked to take shorter showers, wait to wash dishes, and not do any outdoor watering.
This is fairly atypical situation where we have to ask folks to conserve while we do work, but we won't be able to get any new water in for a few days.
The authority says this work may also affect traffic in the area. You're asked to use caution when you're in that area driving. We could see the beginning of a new trend by this summer. The Rail Yards Market finally came to an agreement with the city of Albuquerque. Market organizers say for the most part, they were able to get what they wanted out of this deal. The popular market will be coming back on May 3rd and will be in operation most Sundays this summer. Organizers put up a fight when the city tried to cut it back to just 3 Sundays a month.
We're really grateful to the city for their receptive ears to the community. I mean, we had lots of people, as you may know, come out to city council and show their support for the market, and the city's been really great.
The Rail Yards Market organizer also got the city to cut back on raising the rent, even though it is still going to go up by $100 per day. Target is trying to keep up with other big box stores. What kind of changes they're making to hope that you'll shop with them? And welcome back, everyone. Everyone makes mistakes, but when it comes to money, the fewer bad moves, the better for everybody. Here's Money reporter Stacey Johnson with some typical errors and how you can avoid them.
Everybody does dumb things. After all, we're only human. But when it comes to money, it's a good idea to keep dumb moves to a minimum. Here are 5 money mistakes I've personally made. Maybe you have too.
Dumb idea number 1, paying 20% on a credit card while you're earning 0.2% on your savings. Better idea, if your job is secure and you don't need the cash, use low-interest savings to pay off that high-interest debt. Dumb idea number 2, buying stuff new when used would do. Like paying 20 grand for a new car when you could have gotten a used one for 10. If you'd have saved that money and invested that 10 grand for 10 years at 10%, it would have grown to $25,000.
Dumb move number 3, not contributing to your company's 401k or other retirement plan, especially if they offer matching money. Here's a rule of thumb, folks. Free money is good. So are tax deductions.
Another dumb move, borrowing to buy things that go down in value. Borrowing for a house is one thing, it might go up. But borrowing for clothes, cars, anything that depreciates, that's not the path to riches. And a final dumb idea, paying full price for rarely used stuff like lawnmowers and ladders.
Better idea, form a buying co-op with your neighbors so you can cut both the cost and the clutter of stuff like this. And here's one more dumb thing people do. They use ideas like these to free up cash and then fritter it away instead of using it to destroy some debt or beef up some savings. Now what you need is some more ideas and more dumb money moves. They're waiting for you. Just go to moneytalksnews.com and do a search for dumb money moves. For Money Talks News, I'm Stacey Johnson.
A new study indicates that some Americans could be on the verge of a financial disaster. Bankrate.com study shows 37% have credit card debt that's equal to or greater than their emergency savings. Bankrate analysts say people between 30 and 49 are at the greatest risk here. There is some good news, though. The Bankrate study showed 24% of Americans felt more secure in their jobs than they did a year ago, when only 12% felt that way. Target has slashed its free shipping eligibility for online orders in half now. To qualify for free shipping at Target.com, customers now only need to spend a minimum of $25 instead of $50. Target says the cut follows an enthusiastic response to its free shipping over the holiday season. It also comes as Target works to focus more on the online division to better compete against Amazon.com and Walmart. I never order anything, though. I just go to Target like 3 times a week. It's where you'll always find me.
Yeah, I'm just lazy. I'd rather just have it, ship it to me,
yeah,
you know.
Okay. Now you can do it for cheaper. So.
Cheaper. I think that's a great idea. So we saw a lot of snow today in portions of New Mexico. So our pinpoint board Doppler showing one storm exiting, but we do have another one right behind it that's going to bring in some more snow. But some impressive snow amounts, including Red River, the big winner, 22 inches of snow. Chama, 13 inches. 11 in Eagle Nest, and Raton all the way into Angel Fire, 7 inches of snow. Taos, 4 inches of snow reported. Los Alamos, 3 inches. And at the Albuquerque Sunport, we saw a lot of wind and the coldest air we've seen so far this season. We actually dropped down to 16 degrees at the Sunport. A trace of snow so far. So here's a look at that satellite and radar, and you can see that storm system is winding up, still in Arizona, but it will make its way into New Mexico later on tonight. So if you are headed home around 6 p.m., there will be some slick roads out there, especially across the Four Corners region. Tomorrow morning, want to tune in because we're going to see some widespread snow showers out there across the northwest by 10 a.m. And then it's going to start to move into the Albuquerque area. It starts to move in as rain, changing over into snow as we head towards 7 p.m. And the eastern plains could get hit with this next storm. So also some travel troubles as we head towards Tuesday night into Wednesday, especially across portions of I-40. So 29 degrees outside, but you factor in that wind chill and it feels like 9 degrees to the skin. And right now those temperatures only into the teens, stretching all the way from Santa Fe into Ruidoso. 12 degrees in Klein's Corners. We're looking at 14 in Las Vegas. And for today, barely making it out of the freezing mark in some spots. In fact, below freezing, places like Fort Sumner, Clovis, and Portales. Roswell, 32 for your high today. We will warm up back into the 60s on Wednesday, but then another storm bringing down our temperatures as we head towards Thursday into Friday. Could even see see scattered showers throughout the weekend. 34 for the high temperature in Chama, 42 for the high in Farmington, and the extended forecast showing tomorrow morning we could see a few scattered showers across the Four Corners region. It's going to start to break up as we head towards Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday evening, and then that next storm system moving our way Thursday into Friday. Espanola, Los Alamos, and Santa Fe, some snow already on the ground, and temperatures only into the 30s for today, so some slick streets later on tonight. A good chance we're going to see some more snow as we head towards tomorrow afternoon into Santa Fe. And take a look at those snow chances each and every day, with our best chances heading towards tomorrow and also Thursday. In the East Mountains, gusty winds at times, winds gusting as high as 30 miles an hour, and those high temperatures into the 30s this afternoon. And in the Albuquerque metro area, our highs into the 30s and 40s, southeasterly winds at 10 to 15 miles an hour. And get ready for some more snow here in the Duke City, especially as we head towards tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. A little bit of a break on Wednesday, but more scattered showers on that 7-day forecast Thursday, Friday, throughout the weekend. So we did have a little bit of a break from winter, but it's definitely returning.
Yeah, and it's been a nice change, so we'll take it while it's here, Shar.
Yeah, sounds good.
Thank you. Coming right up, if you've ever wondered what it's like to fly like a bird, we're going to tell you about new technology that could make you feel just like that. We'll be right back. How would you like to experience what it feels like to fly like a bird? The designers from a Swiss university say they've developed an immersive simulator experience using the whole body. A person lies on a platform that moves or flaps the wings, as you saw the girl doing there. The virtual reality headset recreates the sights and sounds experienced by a bird. A fan even simulates headwinds and sends sense of the earth or water. One person who flew on the simulator said it reminded him of a dream he had while flying. So we'll see how they develop that, what that changes into. Stay with us. We're going to have one final check of your forecast right after the break.
Another system scheduled for tonight and tomorrow. Will be here at 4:30 with everything you need to deal with rain and snow.
Nicole Brady, Steve Stucker, and Kim Tobin. Tomorrow morning starting at 4:30 on KOB4, the news team that stands for New Mexico.
And we do have the showers starting to taper off right now, but they will return by tomorrow morning into tomorrow afternoon. A chance for scattered showers for your Thursday, Friday, all the way through the weekend. Several storm systems moving our way, and we'll keep you up to date here on Eyewitness News 4.
Winter is not going anywhere for the week.
He's sticking around.
It is here. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow, everybody. Have a great Monday.